Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you like the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to reach out to the show, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on Friday on YouTube, and occasionally we stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are also now maybe found on TikTok with Casting Roles ILM as well. But with no other announcements, let's go ahead and start the show. So ticket takers, after arriving in Alyria after the escapades in Feldspar, you spent the day kind of wandering around the city, finding a local establishment where you could set up your base of operations at the Naiad's Bargain, with Jury kind of leading the charge into exploring all of the different various aspects of her hometown. And then you traveled off to visit Amalia at the Windsor estate, where Amalia was introduced for the very first time to their nephew, and then decided that it would be a great idea to capstone your first day in Alyria at the Marid's Wager, the local casino run by a Marid. You traveled into the heart of the theater district at night and came across the massive structure of the Marid's Wager with its fantastical light displays that makes it look like it's floating underwater, and its upside down waterfall with glowing koi fish in the pool. And then you made your way into the halls of the wager and saw the Marid off in the distance, kind of happily and joyfully, rotundly welcoming everyone to the establishment. So, ticket takers arriving at the Marid's Wager, what would you like to do? There's so many options.
Wasn't there an advertisement in the paper about the Marid's Wager?
I think there's a coupon.
A coupon.
Let's go back to the local.
There is a coupon. Well, usually there's like a spa here, and I never actually gambled here. I just kind of went in the spa, so I don't really know what that's like. So, have any of you ever gambled before? I look at Cabana.
Oh no.
Maybe you should try the spa, Kaimana.
Why is gambling not nice?
Gambling is when you risk money in playing a game, and in somewhere like this, it's very easy to lose money. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think I'll go to the spa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Risking your shinies may not be fun for you.
Well, I don't have any anymore, so it don't matter.
Oh, I forgot you were very charitable here recently.
He didn't do that in front of you.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think anybody
What?
knows.
But you don't have any
Yeah,
shinies.
we all look at you. We all turn. Look at you. Wait,
Like, I don't
Amalia's
have-
with us too, right?
Yeah, Molly is here. Yep.
I don't want money anymore.
Okay.
Why?
Like the dragons, were taking a lot of it, and a lot of people got hurt over it, and I think I liked it too much, so I'm just not gonna take any anymore.
This is for your own spiritual growth, then.
No, I just didn't want to be a dragon.
Well,
Buddy, having money doesn't make you into a dragon.
That dragon had a lot of money.
Yeah, but that
So
doesn't.
that's correlation, not causation.
I want to see you explain that to him.
Kaimana, it's more important what you do with your actions than what you have. Does that make sense?
Right. I don't want my actions to be having a lot of money.
That's great.
Well,
If that's a choice you've made for you, then that's great. And if you end up getting money, but you don't want to hold on to it personally, then someone else can hold on to it. And then when you need to buy something, then we can just give it to you for that moment.
I'll tell you what, Kaimana, what's like the minimum bet here, Josh?
Well, so there's, enough, even though you've not spent a lot of time on the gambling floor, you've only really gone to the thing. You know that there are like lower roller tables, and then there are high roller tables. The low roll tables typically go as low as like 1 silver per bet, whereas the high roller tables can go much higher than that.
All right. I'm like, here you go, Kaimana. Take a gold. Here you go. Go to the low roller.
Feels so counterintuitive.
What? It's not his money. He's just gonna have a little fun time. You want to go try it?
Okay.
And Kaimana,
Abel will go with him, right? Abel.
I will go with him and see if we can secure a victory for you.
Are they? Do I need to change it out for chips, Josh, or is it like?
No, so they just do straight gold things. Now, if you want to,
because that was an encounter I really would have loved to see.
now
You with gold.
you do need to break if you want to go to the low roller tables, you will need to break the gold into silver pieces, which they do offer an exchange space for that.
All right, I'll go do that.
Okay, so you Kaimana and Abel head over, and there's a happy woman behind the thing, and she's just like, "Oh, well, aren't you just adorable? What can I do for you today?"
I want to trade this out for silver. Please.
Oh, you just need silver pieces. All right, so little special marriage wager silvers, and she puts over 10 silver pieces, and you notice that they've been stamped with like an image of the Merid, who Jury knows his name is Shirazad, and he's kind of like laughing, and there's like a wave behind him and it's stamped onto the silver.
All right, what kind of tables are there?
So looking around the gaming floor, seem to be 5 main games that are happening around the area. There is a kind of a craps table where people are rolling dice. There is a couple of different card games that are being played in a couple places. There's a roulette wheel. There's a wall of slot machines that are making kind of loud, bright, flashy noises. And then there is, so there's 2 card games, roulette, slots, and then the craps table.
All right, he's kind of interested in the roulette, like the spinny.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right, so you head over to the roulette wheel, and so there's this large wheel, and it is the colors on the wheel are blue and silver rather than red and black, and it's this large wheel, and as it spins and turns, it kind of magically lifts up on this wave of water, and it spins in the air, and then as it slowly comes down, it descends down back onto the table and stops on a thing, and so you just kind of see people placing coins out on numbers, and then the roulette wheel goes up and it spins, and then if it lands on the right number, somebody wins a pot. Other people's money just gets swept to the side. So there's this constant momentum of motion. But just like in a casino, they're not doing a great job of teaching you the skill set necessary to play the game. You just have to kind of learn by watching. Yes, come on.
Josh, did you just tell me that the roulette wheel rides on water?
Yes, it does.
No.
Are you going to dive into it?
No. There's a cantrip that I can cast.
Yeah.
So as they go over there too, I turn to Mar and I'm like, all right, Mar, you want to make a bet on who's going to get more in trouble at the casino? Who are you putting money on, Abel or Kaimana?
Kaimon is the easy answer. I don't trust Abel in this fight. He's gonna try to cheat.
All right, 1 gold.
1 gold.
All right, we shake hands on it.
I'm going to go over to the bar and get a tray full of ales and come back and give it to everyone, ending up with Kaimana and Abel giving them ales so that Kaimana can drink while he's gambling.
Before Saurus goes, I'm gonna go, Saurus, please
Yeah.
Be responsible.
And it's casino prices, so it's only 5 copper for all of the ales because they want you to drink and be happy here. So it's pretty cheap. But it's really good ale.
They want you to make questionable decisions.
Yes. All right, so Kaimana, you're going to play a round of the roulette.
Yeah, hang on. Let me do this right with the framing of my camera real quick. So,
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. So for this one, Kaimana, you're going to roll.
Oh, my God.
You're going to choose a color, so either blue or silver, and then choose a number between 1 and 100.
okay, before that, he just shows up and puts a silver on the table and goes, "1 bet, please."
Oh, the guy behind the roulette wheel says, well, you have to actually put it in a square. You have to choose a number that you like. So the numbers go 1 to 100.
What
and then
number wins?
Well, it's random chance. It is the luck and fate of the gods that determines the outcome.
Can I just pick a color?
Yes, you can. You can bet a broad bet on just a color, but it'll result in a smaller pot than if you were specific towards a number.
I'll put 1 on silver.
1 on silver. Okay, so place your bets. Anybody else placing a bet? Able, you placing a bet?
Is this just like an ability check or what is it?
No, it's
just
completely.
say
I have the
I'm just trying to see if I can guide it and like give us a little extra.
No, this one there's no. This is completely random chance.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see if I can run the numbers in my head. Like, it's just totally random. Sure, I will bet a silver.
Do you do a specific number or just a color?
I'll choose 81.
81, red or silver?
Silver.
Oh, sorry, blue or silver? Silver. Okay, cool. All right, so the man spins the wheel, and it immediately begins to kind of come up on this vortex of water into the air, and everyone's kind of watching and waiting to go. So we've got blue.
Can I make a perception check, Josh?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a perception check.
Any going on?
Yep, go ahead.
13.
13. It all seems on the up and up as far as you can see.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at.
All right, roll a D100 for me, Abel.
Is it Abel?
Abel, yeah.
Yeah.
You have an easy D100 button, whereas I would have to roll 2 D10s.
A 40.
40. Okay, so and then. Oh, so as the wheel kind of begins to settle down, it lands. You watch this ball, this kind of orbish ball that's glowing and seems to kind of have like mica powder or something on the inside. So there's this like silvery metal that's flowing through it, and it begins to kind of clink along the outer shell of the roulette table, and then it settles into blue 40. All right, blue 40. So bets to blue. He slides your original silver and an additional silver to your side, Kaimana. And then he slides your silver away from you, Abel.
It's all a game of chance. There's no skill to it. Eh?
I'll take mine back and I'll give Abel his.
You don't have to do that, Kaiman.
And then I'm just gonna go through all of the all of the things. I want to experience all of the different games.
Okay, so you guys are gonna jaunt off to the table next to this is the craps table. So you guys are jaunting off that way. Marlo and Druidin, what are you all doing?
I look to Mara to see what their plans are, and Amalia.
I mean, I don't know. This is very overwhelming for me.
There's quite a lot of sounds happening.
We can go to the spa if you want. It's nice in there.
Oh,
Okay.
that would be lovely. Would you like some drinks to go along with that? I know we have ale, but I was thinking something a little more exciting. Oh, hold on.
Wonderful. Are you gambling, Source, or are you gonna hang out with us?
I'm going to go give Abel and Kaimana their drinks. And then, yes, I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave them to have their fun.
Okay.
No, if you're here, I'm over there. I go to Kaimon and Abel.
Okay.
We are perfectly capable of taking care of ourselves.
I'm gonna go be mom.
All right, I'll take Amalia and Source, and I'll be like, all right, let's go hang out in the spa then.
Okay. So Molly and Soros.
In that case, I give the plate of drinks to Marlowe to take to the other two. Whether she gives them to them or not is up to her.
All right. So Amalia, Jury, Soros, you head off into the spa area, which is kind of in this switchback, back and forth kind of walkway. But then you suddenly pass from just typical wood walls in the larger area of the casino into what almost looks like a naturally carved cave system that's inside this building somehow. And you get into the spa area and there are open rooms that some have like pools of heated mud, and one has just like 3 or 4 small pools of naturally heated mineral water, and then there's a salt bath, and then you get to like some meditation rooms where like the room is just plated in gold or gemstones or charcoal or like sea salt. And there's all these different places where you can go to kind of relax, to just kind of drink and have some meditation time. And then there are also some services provided. There are different spa-like services that you could partake in if you'd want one of those.
Do you all want to go in one of the baths?
Sure. I love a good mineral bath. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, come on, Source. I bully you into coming with us.
I was going to try the mud bath.
Okay, but I want to talk to you later.
Absolutely.
All right.
With Amalia.
Yeah. So you walk in.
The white rat in the black mud.
In the black
I
mud,
love
yeah.
it.
So you walk into the mud bathroom, and there is an attendant there. This kind of dragonborn with bluish scales. He's saying, "Well, you will be the first of the evening to try out the mud, so it's fresh and it's
fresh mud.
perfectly heated. It comes all the way from the hillscapes of Mount Adronis, so it is volcanically mixed with ashes of volcanic material. It's quite relaxing and very he kind of looks at you, but I would say that it's great for your pores, but no one can really see yours either way. So, but it is open and free for those who have come into Merritt's Wager.
Thank you. Where do I put my stuff?
And he kind of gestures. There's a locker in the back. You just simply remove the arcane pin from the lock once you've put your things in it, and then just to replace the pin to unlock the locker to retrieve your things.
Okay. I go do that, and I get in the mud.
Okay, so it kind of comes up when you step into the mud. It comes up kind of waist level on you, but there's built-in kind of lounge. Like you can feel them like on the edges of the pool. There's these built-in like lounge chairs that are curved.
Oh, I'm going to slide all the way under so only my nose sticks out.
So you sink into the mud, and it's beautiful. It's like this warm, but sludgy feeling, but it's everywhere, and you can feel it kind of squishing between your toes and your fingers, but it has this kind of warm, and there's this weird almost like there seems to be like an effervescence coming through it of oxygen that's being pumped through the mud, so there's constantly like slight little bubbles or rises that you can feel as you go, but you're enjoying that relaxing experience. Jordan and Amalia go to the mineral baths, and the mineral baths have 3 heat levels. They're set in tiers. So there's a taller bath, and it's spilling over into a lower bath, and then that spills over into a third bath. And at each level, it's cooling down. So if you want the hottest tier, that's the top, or you can go into the middle or the cooler tier.
Skip and Molly will go in the middle with me.
Sure. I think there's no attendant in here. She said, oh, there's these lockers over here. I'm gonna. This is awkward. I've never been in a bath before.
Oh yeah, I think they have robes or something.
Oh yes. And so you go and you pull out the pin and you open the thing, and there is a robe inside the locker. And so she kind of changes out of her beautiful. Her suit that she had stolen from her brother, and she puts on the robe, and then she kind of climbs up to the second dais and sets her robe to the side, and then lowers herself into the bath, and just kind of sinks down a little bit till it's up to her neck.
I think I have something like not relaxing to ask you, unfortunately. Can you tell me what the deal with Mars' weird order thing is?
I'm not sure.
I mean, they have a weird relationship to it, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't want to ask them about it.
Roll a persuasion check.
I want you to spill all the tea.
I love tea. I got a 19.
19.
I put the big eyes.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to step on to Marlowe's story or tell you anything that they would perhaps prefer not to have told. But I will say that the Order is quite an interesting group of people. I used to work with the leader. Her name is Callian Greymane. She was a ranger along with myself in the Wardens. But we ran into some troubles with some Veil creatures, and she decided that we just didn't have the power to fight back in the way that we should. And she decided to form this little organization. She got a group of friends together, and they found and caught a werewolf, and then each subjugated themselves to the bite. I tried to stop them. It led to an argument, a fight, a falling out between the two of us. We'd been friends for quite a while.
I understand that.
But it's hard to lose someone that you truly loved to zealotry, I suppose, would be the best way to describe it.
Jordan just starts crying.
Oh, are you all right? Are you okay?
No, I just really sympathize. Oh, God.
Oh,
let's go in the hotter bath. Come on in. I drag her into the super hot.
Okay. She comes in. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, I got an 18.
Okay.
Powerful.
You sink into the bath, and she's like, "Oh, this is much warmer, but relaxing in a way. Are you sure you're okay?"
I'll tell you about my problems. If that's okay. I don't know.
Sure.
I just dump on her everything that happened.
Okay, as this dump is happening, we'll go back to Kaimana and Abel, who've made their Marlo, who's made their way to the craps table. So here, Kaimana and Abel, you're seeing it's called the Lucky Feet. And you're seeing people, they roll 2 dice, and Kaimana, what you're noticing is that for the most part, like, people are winning when they roll a 7 or a 12 on the dice. But occasionally, like, somebody will roll and it won't be a 7 or a 12, and so they'll put down another bet, and then they'll roll an additional die. And so you're getting a sense that, like, you want to hit a 7 or a 12 as you're rolling this, and it's 2 dice, or you can buy a 3rd dice if the first 2 don't win for you.
I'll put down a coin.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I'm betting on blue, please.
Oh, that's the roulette table next door. Next table over. This one we roll dice.
Oh, okay.
So you put the bet down. He hands you 2 6-sided dice. Go ahead and roll 2d6.
All right, he does like the otter thing. You can't hold 2 at once. 2d6. 4.
4. So sorry. 4 is not a winner. You can, however, put down an additional bet and get an additional dice to see if you can hit that 7.
All right, he puts down another silver piece.
All right, go ahead and roll another d6.
5.
So unfortunate, but a great chance. He scoops your 2 silver pieces away.
How does the extra dice work? Because you can't hit a 7 or a 12 with just one dice.
Oh, so you add it to the first additional roll
from before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else would like to roll again? Would you like to take your chances again, sir?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. And so you put down another silver. He passes the dice back over to you.
I will take a shot at it as well.
One at a time, sir, but you can go right after him.
What Mar's gonna do is give them both a glass of ale. I will be at the bar. I will be watching you.
Okay. So, Marlo,
If you need me, come get me.
Yeah.
We'll find you if we need you.
Marlo, are you keeping an eye out of the room or just on these 2?
I think for right now, the room, they seem like they can't get into too much trouble at this specific table.
Just make a perception
If they go
check.
to they go to a cards table, I'm gonna watch them really intensely to make sure they're not trying to pull some shit.
Yes, just go ahead and make a perception check for the room, and also you're keeping an eye on them. All right, so come on and go ahead and roll your 2d6 again.
It's a 5.
A 5, so it's very close. Would you like to go ahead and put in that extra bet for the 3rd die?
Yes.
All right, and so you put down another silver.
That's 10 now.
10, so close. You're just on the cusp of greatness. And he scoops your money to the side.
Kaiman's gonna look at Abel and be like, I don't think we're gonna get it.
Abel,
The chances are very slim here, my friend.
if Abel, you put a silver on the table, you can go ahead and roll 2d6.
I will try 1.
What was your perception check, Marlo?
We got a 24.
24, thank you.
Ooh. That is a 1 on the roll.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it's like, how did you roll a 1 on 2 dice?
I was rolling a 1 at a time.
That's when you throw
and
one off the
8,
table. You roll 1.
Exactly.
So you hit 5, sir. You're very close to that goal. If you'd like to buy an additional die to try to hit that 7.
Why not? You only live once.
Okay. So go ahead and another silver and another d6.
Unless you get resurrected,
Yeah.
in which case, or reincarnated.
Ooh.
You got it.
2, that is a 7. So your 2 silver becomes, and he puts 2 more silver on top and slides those across to you. Congratulations on your win. Would you like to bet again?
I think I will cut my losses.
Well, the
No,
table's
I
always
am.
open. And this little gnome woman, kind of who's smaller than the table, pushes you out of the way, and she says, "Well, if you're just gonna sit on the pot, get out of the way, sweetie." And she puts her silver down, and she grabs the dice and throws them. Let's see what she got.
Are there any
With this energy.
7.
I love her. She's amazing.
She swings it back. So she's now camped there, kind of rolling and
I
betting.
know, Josh, is this like crap so you can bet on like whether or not that person is going to hit or not?
You can, yeah. You can bet on other people if you want to.
Okay. I'm not going to.
No, yeah. Granny Gnome is, she's hot at the table right now.
Don't they have like
12! I literally rolled a 7 and then a 12.
I should have done it.
Popping
Just
off!
popped it off.
I feel like come on and Abel were just walking
it's like
She wins back to back.
Abel's just standing there
Yep.
shocked.
I imagine she comes in here like every night and she's like about to get banned because she keeps winning and
Yeah.
is so infuriated by her.
That's her table and you just sat at her table and she's been waiting for you to leave.
Yeah. As you guys are making your rounds, the next thing on the list would be the slot machine. So you're walking around the room, Kaimana, and you immediately just hear these like happy sounds of like, basically like calliope sounds and flashing lights. And you see all the spinning dials of these machines, and you're immediately drawn in that direction. And you just see like 5 slot machines. 3 of them are occupied by people who are just like,
Oh,
just like zombified at the slot machines and pulling their Marlo at the bar. You get up to the bar and you keep an eye out at everything that's going on in the room, and everyone just looks like they're having a pretty good time. But you grab a drink, you turn around to drink, and you look across the room, and against the far back wall, just kind of sitting cross-armed, staring across at you, is a person wearing a mask that looks like it's in the shape of maybe like a wolf or a coyote or something like that. Just kind of looking in your direction.
I feel antagonized. I just look back at them, like to be like,
They
good? Like-
they reveal like a drink of some kind, and they just lift it in your direction, and then they briefly lift their mask and drink, and then they put it back down.
Strider.
I guess I will lift my drink as well and then sip it and then be like, oh, that was weird. Like, I don't know what to make of that. But I guess I'm going to keep an eye on that.
You
person
scan
as
the
well.
room around again, and then when you look back, they're gone. They slipped out of your perception, but you're now like, who is this weird person that's looking in my direction?
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start reading.
Okay.
The casino reading.
Nice. So what book are you taking out?
Oh boy, I don't know, Josh. I have so many books to read. The one in the primals, I think I haven't read yet.
Yes. All right, good. So you got that. You're reading. All right. Kaimana and Abel at the slot machine.
Oh, and I would like to I would like to put that within my journal as I'm reading it, so no one sees like, hey, why are you reading about the primals?
Yeah. Who the fuck are the primals?
Yeah, I don't really want that out in the open.
Yes, all right,
so
cool.
I'll have like my journal just kind of like
Nice.
like I'm putting like porn within like my text.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the dictionary.
This is my homework.
All right. So Abel and Kaimana, you make it to the slot machines. So it is a silver in, and then you pull a knob, and it rolls out. And Kaimana, you're just seeing some people are getting like nothing when they pull. Some people are getting like this flurry of coins flying out of the machine. It's kind of hard to see what the exact rules are for you.
Abel, I don't know why you would do this.
I want to give it a shot. Can I look around and see if there's anyone like a guard or anyone of authority kind of looking in our direction?
Don't
Make a
artifice
perception check.
the slot machine.
I'm just curious to see how the machine works. That is all.
Not to win, just if you want to take it apart.
Completely scientific discovery. Come on, calm down.
Do it. I'm gonna win the no, Mars gonna win the bet. Damn it! I knew I should have bet on you.
I knew.
What could I?
I'm
roll
honest,
to make
turning
sure
over a
no
new leaf, baby. Abel is not.
Perception to see if anybody's watching.
Percent. Oh. Lord.
Was that a natural one?
No.
Oh.
Okay, no. It said a 3, and then it must have like
awesome.
rolled. It's a 19. It's a
19. Okay, so you notice that there are 2 men who kind of look like they're dressed like people who are attending the casino, but they do not seem super engaged in any of the casino activities. They're kind of standing at certain points around the room, and they're just slowly kind of looking from right to left in the room. And they're in a space where they could see you if they're perception was enough to see if you were doing anything weird or off.
Cool. So this is what I want to do. I want to summon my buddy, Anansi.
Okay.
I want him to see if he can just creep behind the back of the machine. There's like a little slot or something he could like squeeze into. I just want him to get in there, tinker around a little bit, and telepathically just let me know, how are the mechanisms in the machine working? What's connected? I'm just looking.
Okay. So
purely scientific.
You release Anansi, and do you want him to do this stealthily, or is he just traipsing?
Yes, he's got to be stealthy.
Make a stealth roll for Anansi.
All right. I always forget his stats. I know they like build off of my intelligence or something, but let me find my infusion buddy. Ooh, he gets a little boost to stealth. Yeah, okay. I don't want to roll this in D&D Beyond, but I'm going to do it. Okay, it's 13 plus 4. Okay.
17. Okay. All right, so Nancy heads behind the machine. And when he gets to the back, there is an opening at the bottom of the back of the cabinet. And he kind of climbs in there and immediately looks up, and he just sees like this whirling of machinery, of gears and objects and items and things. And there's a place where there's coins that are collected, and then there are different chutes that are shooting off those coins into the kick out piece. And then you can see the input of the knob on the side, and you can see where that comes into the machine. Go ahead and make a perception check from Anansi's perspective. I guess are you looking through Anansi's eyes at this point?
Oh, he's just describing. So you just
so perception check
in there in front of the machine, like
perception check from Anansi's perspective.
Okay.
There's a smaller spider.
There's a gnome spinning the wheels.
Oh, he has a +4 to perception.
Like on a little like unicycle, like powering the leg.
He's just like, God, this stupid job.
And leave show business.
14 plus 4 and 18.
18. With an 18, Anansi notices that where the knob comes in, it does not actually connect to the machinery.
It's all, I knew it. All of these games are probably rigged in the same way. So,
Who could have seen this?
I mean, it's just wrong for them to try to bamboozle people like this.
Abel.
I'm going to tell Anansi.
How long is this taking?
It's probably like 30 seconds or 40 seconds or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to tell Anansi climb up a little bit higher and see if he can find that rotating mechanism that chooses the images that will display.
Okay. He climbs up and he finds the specific gear that is, like, he finds the drums of the rotating images, and he finds the gear that's attached to that is that spins with the drums.
And I'm going to tell him I want him to spin the little rotators and stop them precisely to where I get a high win.
A jackpot win or a high win?
A jackpot. I'm going for the.
Amazing.
Okay. So
you're winning.
Anansi goes. So you put in a silver. Anansi goes up and
my silver.
Usually, Anansi notices that there are arcane sigils here, but like he using just. Like you tell him through your knowledge of whatever with that roll, that he can intersect the arcane line, and he puts himself in a position almost where he's like jumping the circuitry of the arcane sigils, and so he's using his body to interrupt the arcane sigils with his 8 little legs hitting different points of the sigils, so that like it hopefully will result in what should be a jackpot. So you put in your silver. And from Anansi's perspective, the silver comes in through the chute, and then it magically floats down into a collection box. and then you pull the knob. Nothing happens over there, but then the whole machine kicks into activity, and Nancy can feel the arcane energy shooting kind of through him in multiple places. And you're watching on the front as the sigils on the front begin to spin and rotate. And then the first one is rotating, and it slowly slams into place on a picture of a laughing, smiling genie, or Merid, is the exact same image that's on the silver pieces that Kaimana got. And then another one rotates, and it starts to stop on like a lamp or an urn, but then flips and lands on the genie's face again. And then the third one is rotating, and it stops on a orange. And then you feel like Anansi like shudder for a moment, and then it rotates one more time and hits the Merid.
Okay.
Oh my God.
A explosion of artificial fireworks shoot off from the top of the machine, and then this image in the sign says jackpot, and it flashes up above, and a moment later, you turn and you see the figure of Sherazade, the Merid, has approached you and is like, "Oh, somebody has won the jackpot. That is quite impressive. You are the first jackpot winner, and I don't know. Hey, Ronald, what was the last time we had a jackpot winner?" And he turns to this like human male with like half moon spectacle glasses who says, "Well, sir,
I'll tell him.
I think it's been 1 week, sir. 1 week since our last jackpot winner, sir." And Sherazade says, "Well, that's quite impressive. Well, let's say you've got this," and he kind of tosses a bag to you, and you catch it. Looking inside, about 100 gold jackpot.
Ooh.
Nice.
Thank you. This is my very first time at your establishment.
Yes.
I appreciate your generosity. Thank you.
Quite impressive for a first timer to win the jackpot. Did you hear that, Ronald? He said it was his first time. Yes, sir. He said it was his first time. Quite impressive. And then he says, "Well, I mean, with that type of money, you really should head to the High Roller's Den, don't you think? Put that money to better use."
I will take that into consideration.
Well, it is right this way. If you'd like to go ahead and check it out.
Actually, I think I should go check on my little friend. I think all of the lights and the flashing is just become overwhelming for him.
Oh, he'll be taken care of. Don't worry.
I must insist.
He says, "There's a."
Hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
So, so you said like the lights have been too much for that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
All right. So Kaiman's gonna. Are there any flashing lights in the High Roller's Den?
Oh well, no. The High Roller's Den is very quiet and reserved.
Let's go.
Yes.
What about
Dominic here will guide
Marlo?
you.
She's drinking all by herself.
This large half ogre kin type figure comes forward and he says, "Dominic will make sure you arrive safely in the High Roller's Den."
Oh my god. We can stay for one game.
Oh, one game for sure. And he kind of floats back to his perch at the center of the main floor.
Abel looks back over his shoulder to see if Marlo sees this.
Marlo, you see, like when you
escorting him away.
Marlo, you look up and you see this large half ogre person has his hand kind of on Abel's shoulder and is walking with him towards a back room. Kaimana walking along with them.
I feel like you turned the page and then you looked up and that was what was happening.
Do I make eye contact with Marlo?
Yeah, they put another ale in front of you and they just go on with that.
Oh, this is no good.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Soris.
I ain't gonna go interrupt that. I'm not gonna fight a half ogre for you.
Soris, so you stay in the mud pit for a little while, and eventually you kind of feel like a tap in the area around your nose, and you kind of lift up, and the attendant's there, and he says, "We don't recommend more than 30 minutes in the mud.
Okay.
If you'd like to rinse off, he kind of shows you that there's a wall of showers kind of behind a little half wall at the back. And feel free to use any of the soaps or moisturizers that are there to condition your fur.
Thank you.
Yes. And you go back and there's just a kind of these individual little shower stalls that are raining this warmish water. And
This is going to take a while.
yeah, there's walls of different soaps and fragrances that you can potentially use. There's oils that you can lather down with afterwards. There's a whole section of the room where you're not really sure what it is, and you kind of walk over there, and the moment you step across this arcane sigil lights, and a gust of air comes up from the bottom, and it's warm and light, so you can tell this is kind of like a drying station, so you can kind of dry off. But you have a wall. What would Soris like to smell like? You have a wall of potential here.
Sandalwood.
I'm not going to worry about a scent, but I will oil my fur afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. So you shower off and kind of wash, and it takes a good long while to get that. And your fur is going to be slightly tinged a little dark from the mud. That black mud is really hard to wash off. So you're more of a gray rat when you're done. But you kind of oil down with this oil, and it makes your fur shimmery and soft. But you are clean from the mud. Is there anything else that you'd like to do in the sauna, or not the sauna, the spa area? There's a steam room.
I will get dressed and go find Jury.
Okay. So Jury and Amalia, you all are in the hot room. Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw, Jordan.
Okay. All right, Jury. I got a 13.
Yeah, so at that point, you're relatively comfortable. The heat is quite a lot. But at some point, Amalia is finally just I think I need to get out of the I'm a little lightheaded.
Yeah, we should probably check in on everyone. They're probably in trouble at this point.
It's only been 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're probably in trouble. They're probably. And if you don't mind, I'm going to talk to Soris for a little bit. So.
Sure. As you're getting out and you put on your bathrobes or whatever, Soris walks in the entrance from across the hall where he was in the mudroom. And Amalia goes, and there's another similar shower set up here. And she's kind of rinsing off and putting lotions and things on as Soris is there for you, Jury, to talk to.
Soris, can I talk to you about something serious for a second?
Absolutely.
So I know your quest is this revenge thing, right?
I wouldn't say it was revenge.
Well, yeah. But do you have plans for after that?
Absolutely. I think there's a misperception. I am not after Ahriman for revenge.
We don't say the A word. For Mr. Bad Guy, our not
Okay, so-
guy we don't
so-
like, that no one likes.
All right, so Victor Riles.
Okay, not better, but that's fine. Nope. How about asshole? Asshole's good for the asshole in
Okay.
our lives. Okay.
The asshole. Killing him won't change me back. However, he is a danger because he has continued to do this sort of thing to other people and other creatures, like what he did to Amalia. So he needs to be stopped so that he doesn't do that to anyone else. Also, he was doing this experimentation for a reason. And I can't help but think that it was for something very, very bad. So stopping him is to stop him from continuing and from doing the bad thing, not killing him because I'm angry at him.
Yes.
I'm not happy with him. Don't get me wrong, but that is not my motivation.
I get that. I'm just saying, while we're in Anarvir, and that's not an immediate threat or anything, maybe we should just experiment around more with what you're planning on doing afterwards and with the rats and everything. maybe
That's an
find
idea.
some like hobbies for you. I like put out a hand as someone
Well,
whose life plan just went to shit. I'm feeling very self-conscious about what you're gonna do also.
Well, I am part of the order, so I assumed at some point I would go with the Adventurers Guild, and when that stops being fun, that I would return to the order, continue to master the way.
All right. Does that have like other things you do with it? Like, do you need clothes for that? What can we do in Anarvir that's specific to that?
I play the piccolo. I do want to see museums. I've heard of these. I've not been to one.
Okay. And look, as much as I hate all the douchey bards around here, I could take you to like a bard show or whatever if you want.
Well, that would be fun. You also mentioned something about tattoos. I've never had one.
Yeah, I think there's a tattoo shop somewhere. I think the bard's got some like stupid glowing each other's butts on each other's butts or something. So some horrible drunken bard tattoos, but I think you can actually.
I want a tattoo on my buttocks, but
I'm not even see it, so I don't think it really matters. But
that is true.
Yeah, but we can definitely check it out. I think everyone might be interested in something like that.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Are you old?
Oh. I disconnected for a second. Hold on.
Ooh.
All right, you're back. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're old enough to get a tattoo, I'll take you to the tattoo shop.
That would be interesting.
I'm here for you.
I also need to find a jeweler.
Okay.
Someone who can make custom jewelry.
Yeah. You could probably ask that bartender back at the other place about places to go.
Thank you.
But I'm here for you. Anything you need.
And likewise, Jordan.
I don't need anything. I'm fine. I'm great. Doing great. 100%. Don't self-sufficient. Don't need anyone. I'm good. I twitch.
Very well.
But I'll let you know. Yep. And we'll go to the bar probably.
All right, so you head to the bar, and while that conversation is going on, Marlo, you're at the bar, and you're reading or whatever, and then with your perception, you sense a person kind of lean up against the bar next to you, and it's the individual with the mask. Quite a beautiful day out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look like you can take care of yourself.
Yes.
Interesting. And at that time, Sherazad notices this individual standing there, and you hear the booming voice of Sherazad amplified around the whole thing. It's a beautiful day in the Marriage Wager. The White Wolf has made an appearance, and literally everybody in the room turns and looks in their direction. The champion of the Droniki Iron Mount competitions this week for the King's birthday has made an appearance, and they kind of lift up a glass and they cheers the whole room, and they drink again, and then they slowly pull the mask off, and you see a very familiar face. Let me remind myself of what her name is, because I wrote it down and then I lost it just a second ago.
Oh, is it
You haven't seen them in quite a while since you left the order. An individual who never quite fit in, an individual who never quite got her place there in the order, always saw herself as competition for you.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Where is my writing? Hold on.
No.
Is it? I'm trying to. Where did I write down the notes? Where did I write down?
Do you want me to message you what I think this person's name is?
No. It's right here. I think I put it in.
You got too many
here. I have
interviews.
too many pages.
It's true.
We met her when we stopped by Marlowe's after the Feywild, correct?
Oh, no. It's, you see the visage of
think so.
Yara Vartan. Hello, Marlo. Been a while.
Hello. Yeah. How long have you been here?
Oh, not long after you left. I made my way to the city. Much more respect is given to those with actual skill here.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
What brings you to town?
Oh, Adventurers Guild, coming off killing a dragon. Now we're here for the king's birthday, honored guest. The usual.
Honored guest. I guess, we will see each other there then, because of course the champion is always an honored guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. How long have you been the champion?
Well, just this week was the competition. I heard that you had fought during the celebrations just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad to miss it. The Fleet Foxes put on quite a show.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was me, the princess, and the Norwegian diplomat. It was quite a team.
Yes. Always wandering with others. Callian at your back, protecting you. Other people always at your back, protecting you. How impressive.
Not all of us choose to be lone wolves.
But it's so much more impressive when you do things on your own.
Is it? Or is it just symbolic of the fact that no one actually wants to hang out with you?
Well.
But I'm glad for you. I genuinely am. I think you seem much happier here than when you were at the Order. Hell, I'm much fucking happier here than when I was at the Order.
Well, it's good that we found our happiness then. And she motions to the bartender, who places a drink in front of her, and one in front of you as well. There is a place, Marlo, where we could, I don't know, settle an old score, perhaps.
Where?
This new establishment has opened in the Prisma Quarter. It's a highfalutin magic shop, haberdashery type place, but underground, and she slides a coin across the table to you. They have a particularly beautiful wine cellar. Just give them the coin, and they'll know.
When will you be there?
Every night this week.
Maybe I'll see you there.
Maybe. She slides the mask back across her face. And it's weird, the moment the mask descends, it's almost as if her entire persona changes. There was such bottled aggression in her stance towards you. But the moment the mask is there, she kind of relaxes and loosens, and she stands back up. I think sharing in a glass of wine between old friends might be a good time.
I couldn't think of anything I'd like more.
She walks away.
Down that fucking drink, dude.
Yep.
He's the champion of what now?
So all this week there are competitions happening at the Iron Mount, which is like the Temple of the Adroniki. And so she is the individual champion for competitions at the Iron Mount this week. Which Marlo would be really surprising for you because...
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
I kicked her ass.
So there's something weird with that maybe going on. All right. So
that is. Can I? Is it too late to do something?
No, go ahead. Yep. You would have been
Can
paying
I
very
have
close
done
attention.
some kind of perception or insight check on the mask specifically to see if that's magical?
Sure. Make an Arcana check.
At what point does Mars see Kaimana and
Oh, she
No,
saw
they
that
already
and
saw
went,
that.
she
They
went back and got
I
another
accepted
drink.
that there was nothing I could do about that and
Yeah.
moved on with my life.
Marlo's already looking for like at least one, maybe two new members of the ticket takers.
Mars already looking for Jerry to collect?
No, never. 22.
22.
I rolled a 19.
So
Don't
there's
have that.
nothing magical about the mask.
Okay.
But it's when she puts it on and begins to turn away. You just catch the slightest hint that there's a wispy black tether floating off of her.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, that fucking idiot.
Ooh. Does bathe.
Yeah.
Whoa, Coca-Cola. Interesting. I'm making note of that.
All right, Kaimana and Abel, you are led by Dominic back through, and it's weird. Dominic seems to be taking you to the kitchens. You go through the food area, and there's all this food being kind of placed out, and you pass by a sign that very clearly says "High Rollers." And you keep moving. And there's this double doors at the back that waiters are coming out of, and you pass through. And then you're in the kitchen, and there's all this action of people preparing dishes and chefs putting dishes out and servers carrying things out. And he guides you past that into through another set of double doors. And the moment you pass through there, you find yourself in a room. There's only 3 individuals in here. This first thing you notice is a halfling woman, older halfling woman, gray hair, kind of bundled up at her head.
Halfling luck, man.
Halfling. And then you also see kind of directly behind her this tall, broad, muscular, darker skinned, bearded individual, kind of braided hair that's off to the side and then clean cut on one side. And and she's placing a tray of cookies out on a table. And she kind of looks up. Oh, do we have some individuals who are here for cookies, Dominic? Dominic. Yes, miss. Good. Would you like a cookie, Dominic? Oh, I love your cookies, miss. And she takes a cookie, and they're fairly large cookies, but in his little hand, they're very small. And she then kind of says, "That will be all, Dominic. Thank you." And Dominic turns
Thank you,
around
Dominic.
and
We
leaves.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. And he pops the cookie in his mouth and
I'm
leaves.
getting good with Dominic.
And then she kind of moves to sit, and the broader individual behind her kind of slides the chair underneath her, and she sits down. Well, don't just stand there. Get a cookie, the two of you.
Kaimana doesn't know anything's wrong. He's just like looking around. He takes a cookie.
Oh.
It's a new recipe. It's macadamia nut with white
I know those.
chocolate. They're delicious.
I'll take a cookie. I won't eat it yet, though.
She grabs a cookie off the tray and takes a bite. And then the individual behind her also grabs a cookie and takes a bite.
Kaimana eats his cookie.
What do you think?
It's very good.
Good.
Is it good, actually?
Yeah, they're actually delicious. They're great cookies.
Okay,
Yeah. She says, so, what is this? And one of the guards appears, and you were getting like little tinges of alarm bells in your head, Abel, but you thought that they were your own alarm bells at the situation. One of them appears, and they are holding in their hand, kind of slightly restrained, a Nancy.
No.
Oh, that's a Nazi.
Yes. Have another cookie, little one. What does a Nancy do?
A Nancy?
What does he do, Abel? I don't really know. You just always kind of have him around.
Funny that you would assume that he belongs to me, Kaimana. We just sort of found him one day. No, Anansi is a member of the Ticket Takers Adventuring Guild. We have come here. We heard of the recent misfortune that the Myriad's Wager had suffered, being accused of black market dealings, and we thought that perhaps we would check things out for ourselves, just to make sure that there isn't any false accusations being made against a business owner. And we don't have a situation of, I guess you would say, sabotage going on.
You seem
You haven't
nervous. Would
touched-
you like a glass of milk? And she kind of waves, and like somebody appears with like a glass of water and a glass of milk there. Wet your throat a little bit. You're tumbling over your words.
No. I am perfectly fine. I'm simply curious what exactly I was invited to.
Would you like milk? And she looks to Kaimana.
Yes, please.
Oh, please take some milk, Kaimana. What's your name, little one?
Oh, my name's Kaimana Kale.
Kaimana. It's so great to meet you. I'm Ferris.
Ferris.
It's nice to meet you, Ferris.
Yes.
You are very good at baking cookies.
Thank you. That's why they call me the godmother. And Abel, she's looking at you the whole time. And you immediately, like when she says it with such warmth, but there's just this like venom that comes out. Like there's a threat. She expects you understand or know who she is.
Yes. Could you let the spider go, please?
Of course. And
Thank you.
he opens his hand. Anansi flies over onto your shoulder. So you are here to help my business prove that it's good? Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps we could help. Perhaps we could uncover some mystery going on. We are here as members of the Adventuring Guild.
Perhaps you will help. I would really hate for any misfortunes to come across the Adventuring Guild, you said, the new organization tied to the crown. I would hate for bad information to be spread about you in the media or bad things to happen to the members of your group. Who are they again, Jaren? And Jaren, the man behind her, comes down and he says, well, ma'am, it's Abel, who is the son of the current diplomat from Nuevia. There is Saurus, I believe, who is a tall white rat. He's currently in the baths. There's Kaimana here, the small otterkin. There is Marlo. She's a member of the Order of the Lycan. And there's Juradin, who is Vox Populi, but as you might have seen in the papers earlier today, is actually Ambrielle Windsor, the child of one of the patricians. And,
Wow, they know a lot.
the godmother turns back. Yes, I would hate for anything bad to happen to your friends now. So perhaps instead of can you help, let's say you will help?
If you are offering to hire us for a job, then by all means, set forth your terms.
Of course. I have a job for you. And I think Jaren as well has something that he could use your knowledge and existence for. Let's say this first job, I'll pay you exactly 100 gold in advance.
Oh, I deserve that.
Oh, no.
I need some information on a patrician. He's been a little, you saw in the papers, he came after the organization here, feeling that we perhaps were dealing in black market goods. Of course we're not. But I need information that will help us bury Uriel Dane.
Can I have another cookie?
Of course, there's a whole plate of cookies, Kaimana.
Would Abel know anything about this Urian Dane?
Yeah.
Read
So
up on-
you know that Uriel Dane is the master of coin in the Curia Regis.
Marlo definitely shit talked him and
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
accused him and said that he was definitely best friends with a guy who is in a priori.
Yes. And she.
They were the ones on the sheet that I said maybe they're fucking.
Yes.
Question mark?
That's, she says, I had a patrician in my pocket and a member of the Curia Regis in my pocket. Was holding some very dark blackmail material over his head. Unfortunately, that was blown up by the disclosure just a couple of weeks ago. So I've lost my leverage against him. So I'm deciding to aim a little higher. So I need some information on Uriel Dane.
Did Marlo tell the group about her?
Yes.
I'm sure she did. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He was part of the sheet.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just can't remember. So
Is it
long ago. Very interesting. Those are individuals that have been on our radar before the Mr. Dane of the patricians. What exactly is your issue with this particular member of the patricians?
I don't have issues with anybody. I want power and leverage over him. I prefer not to have someone like the Master of Coin meddling in our business. I think I lost everybody. Hold on. Nope.
Black market.
Hold on, sorry. I lost connection for a second. My internet's being spessy.
He's okay.
All right. So she said, I don't want power. I don't want a problem with this man. I want power and leverage over him. I prefer him not interrupting our business here.
Mm-hmm. And this business is definitely not of the black market variety, yes?
Of course not. It's all on the up and up. Everything is straightforward, fair play. We're just trying
Fair
to
play.
run a simple casino.
Interesting. Uriel Dane is not a friend of the ticket takers by any means, but you do understand my caution. We, as a new organization and our connection to the crown, we cannot be seen doing shady business for any individual or organization.
I'm sorry.
Not that yours is shady, just I would need as much information as possible before I brought this to the rest of my guild members.
I'm sorry. Did you say that you cannot do it?
No, I just said we have to be cautious on how our connections are perceived.
Jaren, they want to be cautious. And Jaren kind of looks up, and the look he gives you, Abel, is one that is almost apologetic.
I'm sorry, this is gonna hurt.
Before you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
This guy.
I'm so glad Mark chose not.
Oh my god. I can't believe I left you both to this.
A dex save?
Yes.
Where are my dex saves? Should I roll this in D&D? This is... Oh, a 9.
Yeah. So
That's going to leave a mark.
yeah. So you look and
Would have been an 11.
this whip appears out of nowhere and slams out and hits you. But it's not the whip that's the problem, because that only causes 5 points of slashing damage against your skin. It's when it wraps around your arm and this cold burst of energy travels down the whip and hits you, and you take 10 points of cold damage. And you feel that you are somewhat locked in place, that it'd be slow for movement.
Kaimana drops the cookie.
Ooh.
Jaren recalls the whip and puts it on his thing, and he makes eye contact with you. I'm sorry. I would listen to her.
What the hell was that?
Well, and the godmother picks up. You implied that this was a negotiation, and I would just like to remind you that it is not.
I would reconsider how we would do business with each other.
Well, let us remind ourselves that we are in this position because you chose to steal from my place of business. I would hate to involve the law in such an action.
Abel. You stole from this lady. She bakes cookies, Abel.
She does not seem like a very nice lady, does she?
I thought it was funny that you didn't put a coin in the machine.
Regardless, we're taking cookies into consideration or not.
No, Abel, you pay that back right now.
Here's a silver. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well,
Abel, say you're sorry.
I apologize.
Abel, say you're sorry.
I am sorry, Kaimana.
No, not me, her.
I forgot her name. I don't even know her name anymore.
The godmother.
What was her real name?
Ferris. Ferris Wynn.
Miss
Oh,
Ferris.
Relation to Steve?
No.
I'm so nervous for you at this moment.
I apologize for my actions.
I am so sorry that he did this, godmother. I didn't know that he made the machine do that.
It's okay. You dropped your cookie. Have another one.
No, I must apologize as leader of the ticket takers.
Oh, the leader. I have the leader of the ticket takers here. What an honor to have the leader of the adventuring guild here.
I must make this good to you. Hang out 1 second, and I'm gonna reach into my bag. And I am going to take out my ukulele.
Come on.
Oh no.
And
Jaren says, "Would you like me to stop him?" And she says, "No, I'd like to see where this is going."
And I'm going to set it on the counter and say that this was given to me by my grandmother. And I can only present it to you as a sincere apology of what Abel has done.
Oh, I deeply
Come
appreciate
on,
it.
if my actions have angered this person, I will be the one
Abel,
to
quiet.
make them right. This
Well,
is
Kaimana, leader to leader, I will say there's no need for you to own up to this. Abel has already agreed to make this right, haven't you, Abel?
No, he didn't.
Haven't we, Abel?
No, he didn't.
Abel's a very prideful person. How would I, as Abel,
Oh my god.
we will make it right. Yes.
Good. As you said, you were already looking into your Ildane anyway, so perhaps we can benefit from one another. If you had not stolen from me, perhaps we would have gotten off on better footing, and I deeply apologize for that. I hate flexing his muscles.
Mhm. It's just so odd that stealing is such a high value crime in someone's eyes.
Abel.
And they're stealing from their patron.
Abel.
Stealing,
I understand.
yes. We shall not get into a discussion of moral behaviors, because I think perhaps we might both have stains on ourselves on that. So, Jaren, if you will, escort our dear friends back away. I've got another batch of cookies to prepare.
So are you taking the ukulele or not?
No, it would be too much for me to take that. Come on, please, I want you to hold on to that. It's a memory
Abel,
of
you're
your
in
grandmother.
Abel, you're in so much trouble.
And Jaren,
Germana, let's go.
yeah, and Jaren comes around and he gets to you and starts walking you out of the room, and he puts his hand just gently on your shoulder, Abel. I'm sorry. She can be that way sometimes. Are you all right?
I am perfectly fine, thank you. And Abel's thinking in his head, I'm going to burn this woman's garbage can to the ground.
You see
As soon as I get a chance,
Yeah.
Abel is going to destroy her entire organization.
he has a ring on his finger, and it pops and it slides off of his finger, and you see it takes the form of a small dragonfly, and it flies over and lands on your other shoulder, and you feel a pulse of energy go through you because he heals you up for 10 hit points. And then the dragonfly flies back and attaches to his finger again as he's guiding you out.
Thank you. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Jaren.
I wrote down Darren.
Yeah. He says, as once you get out of the swinging doors and you're in the more loud space of the kitchen, he said, I didn't think I would see another graduate of the Artificing University of Nuevia here.
You are a Nuevian artificer?
That's where I trained, yes.
How did you end up here inside of this beautiful casino?
Well, we all have debts to pay, don't we?
Perhaps.
Are they like in the main room? We can see. Did they come back out yet?
They're walking through the kitchen at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, around this point they'll probably reach the other double doors and they'll have come out into the main casino space, and so would be on your radar. Yeah.
Perhaps you and I should have a conversation. He said, this gentleman that Ferris wants us to look into is not a friend of the ticket takers. But I was serious when I said the more information we have, the better we could probably resolve this mutual job that the ticket takers have now undertaken.
Yes. I wish she had not done that. I had a mind to hire you all myself. There's something of very deep family importance of myself that was stolen by another of the patricians, Tarla Whistleton, and I was looking to get it back, but I think she might have burnt whatever bridges I could have built there, and I'm unfortunate.
Well, we won't say that the bridge is completely burned. Just keep that whip to yourself from now on, okay?
Well, let me buy you a drink sometime, and I'll pay you back for it.
We will schedule a time. In the meantime, Kamana, would you let me explain this to the rest of the group?
No.
Let them have a good night, and then tomorrow I will explain everything.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
I just don't want to. Jody is going through a lot, and Marlo, she's so tightly wound up. She needs to find at least one more conquest tonight, and then we can.
You have never in this game seen me make a conquest. Absolutely
That is metagaming.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
It is true. No. I'm 100% right.
Yeah,
on that.
not for Daisy.
No one
Not-
saw Daisy. All of you went upstairs
Yeah, we
before
didn't-
I
Yeah.
got with the club woman.
That's true.
We
You guys
didn't
have
see
never-
the.
And Zell was after her.
and
Yeah,
Zal was
that's true.
downstairs when you guys were all
Oh, okay. I'll
doing your own thing.
metagaming. So I'll amend it to say that she needs at least one time to get lucky. Perhaps tonight.
Oh, so good.
Yes, well, Jared is still standing there. And he says, well, I mean, we can all use that sometimes, can't we? Where are you staying? I'll pop over for a drink one day.
Insight check. I don't know if I can really trust this guy.
Okay.
You're like,
Yeah,
hitting on me or
I mean,
not?
I would like to, but okay, let's see how this works out for me.
I'd like to insight how gay this man is. His pride about tell me how gay he is, John. No.
No, this is an insight check to see is he just being overly nice to.
Is he trying
Is
to
he doing? Is it good cop, bad cop, or is it actual? Although he was bad cop in there. But yeah. What was your insight?
He healed you, right? We're okay.
14. So you get a sense with a 14 that like he's not being nice to you only because he wants something, but there is an element of like he does want something from you.
He does want something.
But it's you don't know what that something is.
I am fresh off the heels of watching Jury's love interests, blow up in their face. No shade, no shade.
Oh, that's all shade, baby.
There's been so much shade in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, well, Jury's
You know
not
what? We've been watching you, and I'm like, who the fuck is Abel talking to?
Actually, has Mar finished reading this book or has gotten like,
Yeah.
a significant
I
portion?
think we
Okay,
came
Mars
up to you.
drunk
Like,
now.
oh, what are we at the bar? We like came up to you.
Yeah.
Mars like doing this. She's like,
Hey, Mar, I want a drink. Do you know who Abel's talking to? Who the fuck is that?
No, they got in trouble. I'm pretty sure Abel cheated, and I went up bet.
I look at Abel and I go, woo! I go, get it, Abel! Maybe
So
I do know who it is, actually. I might can I roll to see if I remember who that is?
If you know who Jaren is, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because what would I roll? History?
Yes.
See if I remember from my days. No, I got a 7. No one got in that much trouble when we
No.
were here. Get it, Abel!
I'll tell Jared where we're staying,
Sure.
and I'll let him know. We probably won't be there too much, but you could leave a message at the front if you.
Oh, no. I disconnected again. Hold on.
Oh no.
It's being real. Why is my internet being slow? So
It's not
you
actually disconnecting you.
no, it's just like freezing for a second, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right. So you said you would leave a message.
I will leave him. Yeah, I'll tell him that we probably will be on the move a lot while we're in town. So if I'm not there, you can leave a message, and I will come and find you.
Of course. It might be interesting to talk shop a little. I haven't been able to do a lot of artificing in the last 6 months or so.
That's horrible. That's sometimes the only thing that gets me through the day. Just finding something to tinker on, right?
Yes. Well, I'm a little rusty, but if I can buy you a drink and then take a look at something you're building and help you, I feel like I know I'm perhaps coming on a little strong. I apologize. I don't like to physically hurt people, and it's slightly upsetting to me that that is my current position in life as muscle for a very small woman. I just want to pay it back in any way that I can.
I appreciate the gesture. I don't like being physically hurt, so that does go a long way. I guess we will see each other soon.
Nice meeting you. Tell the
check
rest
in
of
on
the
my friends.
ticket takers, they are being watched.
I gathered as much with the information that you knew, so
Well.
have a good evening.
You as well. And he heads back through the kitchens to the Godmother. And we'll go ahead and take a 10-minute break right there and pick up
I just want to say metagaming, knowing that there's a possibility that Abel's mother has watched this entire thing.
You would just leave him at the bar when that happened? Oh, incredible. Oh,
She watched the interaction inside, like
Oh, amazing.
I'm immediately going to be like shipped home to New Avian.
They're gonna collect you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, but we'll pick up there in 10 minutes, and then thinking if there's anything else you guys want to do in the casino this evening, or take it elsewhere. That's all up to you. But we'll
Thank
pick
you,
up there in
10.
10. Yep.
Dice is a homebrew tabletop RPG based in the world of Niratova. We've got forgotten gods, a strange darkness covering the world, and our heroes have got to deal with all of that. Catch us on all major streaming platforms. What the Dice, we'll see you there.
All right, so back from the break. So ticket takers, I think Soros and Marlowe and Jury and Amalia had all reconvened at the bar. And you saw this happening between Abel and the very handsome Jaren Pole. And
Jaren Pole?
Pole, yeah, Pole. And then kind of all reconvening back after the events that have gone down.
Source is now a gray rat, not a white
Yeah,
rat.
Source is slightly off color, just like a little tinge of gray.
So
What happened?
What happened to what?
Soris, you're gray.
You look completely
My bath. It was glorious.
But your first so shiny.
I know, right?
It's really good.
It's really, really impressive.
We can get you a routine. So, Abel, is that guy going to meet you later?
He's actually a Nuavian trained artificer who recognized some of my handiwork.
Oh, so he's definitely going to meet
as
you later.
Nuavian.
He caught Abel cheating at the slot machine.
We agreed.
You did what?
Jury.
Yep, Mar. I give Mar gold in front of all of you.
There was money.
I thought you
Whether or
would.
not I would get in trouble.
Kaimana, there's so many shiny things here.
Abel, I love you so much. Yeah. Yeah, that was that. That was that.
When have I ever?
Wait, and so
You want to live?
Just now.
wait, did you get caught?
Just now.
He got caught. I didn't think we got caught. I thought we were going to the high rollers room, but we weren't very high, and there wasn't a lot of rolling going on. And we met the godmother, and she made really good cookies and gave me a glass of milk. But then, like, she started talking to
The
Abel,
agreements
and
mean nothing.
Maybe we should. Maybe this is not the place to have this conversation.
Jury, when Kaimana says the godmother, roll a history check for me, please.
My eyes get wide. I got 22.
Oh
I
yeah,
know exactly
the
what
godmother is legendary in Anarvir. Used to work out of a place called the Public House, which also has interesting connections and ties to Vox Populi and the Rogues. Supposedly, she was one of the founders of the Rogues in Anarvir when she was much younger. But as far as you know, she's retired, but is focusing on expanding her kind of like retirement empire of like passive income through various different establishments.
I like take Abel's hands and make sure he has all his fingers. Are you guys
What are
okay?
you doing? What?
yeah, she was
We're
nice.
fine.
I can't believe Abel would cheat though.
I wasn't. Well,
I look at Mar.
perhaps you'll be interested to know that all of these games here are rigged.
That's what a casino
Oh, you don't
is,
say.
Abel.
Oh my god.
We don't have casinos in Nuavia, so
I could have gathered that. Abel, people come here to just spend their money and be dumb. It's not an actual game of chance. You thought it wasn't rigged?
I thought it was
All right, let's not
fair
say the
game.
word. Let's not say that word.
You thought it wasn't?
I just meant- Can I do a perception
Maybe
check?
we
Just
should-
give
Yeah.
everyone's, like,
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, so there is a like one of the uniformed, not uniform, but like dressed like patrons, but guard type people, who's approaching your area, and gets up very close to you at that moment and goes, if you all are going to have this conversation, I would prefer maybe you have it outside.
Perfect. Yeah, we
Thank
were.
you so.
Shall we go outside, away from all the rigged games?
Oh my god! I like clamp my hands over his mouth and I'm like, he's really drunk, everyone. So drunk.
Not a drop of alcohol.
So it's really weird. Abel is speaking, and you can see his mouth moving, and all of you your mouths are moving in just at this moment. But it's only then that you realize that silence has been cast in this vicinity. There's no sound.
Our system is rigged.
Yeah, so he's just.
We're just in silence. I'm like, we're all trying to low strength push you out the door.
And if anybody notices, Shahrazad is over on the side, and he's just lowering a hand from your area.
Yeah, we gotta leave. I keep pushing you.
The genie, the married, right?
The married, yeah.
Okay.
I keep pushing you. Come on. I'm mouthing to you. Please stop.
Just going off.
I grab an arm under one. I grab Abel's arm on one side, look at Jury,
I grab the other arm.
and we frog march him out.
All right. So you all find yourselves outside of the Marriage Wager, descending down the steps, the waterfall in front of you, and it's at that moment that like the clock somewhere strikes like 9 o'clock, and suddenly there's just this explosion of fireworks and different shimmering things that are shooting off in the air, coming off the top of the waterfall, and there's just this dancing light over all of you from the fireworks as you are being.
What do I need to roll to have Kaimana not have a seizure?
No, wisdom.
I'm just expecting you to dive into the waterfall to get the glowing fish.
The glowing koi fish, yeah. If Kaimana is distracted 12, he's okay. He holds on to himself.
Okay, so a quick question about this casino.
Yeah.
What does their grounds look like? Is it all stone or like...
So it's kind of difficult to tell at night because the whole surface of the construction is magically enchanted to have like this undersea look. But you did briefly see it during the day, and it is made of stone on the outside.
All right.
It's constructed very much to look like an undersea palace of a Merid. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
That's all I need. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. Well, so are you guys ready to go to sleep for the night?
Kind of curious to know who is this God's mother person. Since we are outside of the establishment.
I tell them what I know about the Godmother, that she's like really fucking powerful and like supposedly established the rogues. And I was like, and someone you really don't want to piss off your first night in Anarvir, Abel.
I wouldn't think you would want to piss them off any other night either.
Yeah, but especially not your first night. We're trying to be
So do they run the Miriam's wager, or does Sherazad run the establishment?
Oh, the inn we're staying at? No, it's not owned by the same people.
The casino.
Who's
the
actually
casino? I mean, I feel like the implication is like Shahrazad's kind of like the figurehead, but the Godmother like actually runs it. But I mean, it's who's to say? They both profit off of it. What were you saying, Mars? Sorry.
Abel, what was the result of that? Because I assume it wasn't just
oh yeah.
Well, apparently they've been watching us since we've come to Anavir, even before, perhaps. The patrician...
Jury, you would know, just because of the connection that the Godmother has, that it's probably... She got the information probably from the rogues, who you all met in the Rift. Yeah.
I'll let you know this.
The patrician members are not top on their list of... the popularity list. Specifically, this Godmother, Miss Fettis, wants the ticket takers to help her get information on Uriel.
Perception check for anyone listening to us talking about getting dirt on a patrician.
Go ahead.
It's +5? Yeah. That is a 21.
So are you all moving in the direction of the?
I think we're going
That's
to.
where we're walking.
So as you're
Yeah.
walking through the streets, I
Yeah.
mean, like the streets are not super empty. It is, 9 o'clock on the evening in the theater district, so people are out, drinking or stumbling around. But it doesn't. No one seems to be actively listening or engaged in your conversation.
Noticing Marlowe's like suspicion, I'll bring it down to a whisper. So apparently Uriel has set his sights on the Myriad's wager, and Miss Ferris, the godmother, wants him taken out of the picture.
She wants to kill. She wants to kill
No,
him.
she wants to. She wants his staff.
Oh no. Hold on.
Character assassinate him. Okay, thank you.
Just wants- just wants
Very
to
different
force
kind of
that.
assassinate.
That's easy. That's super easy.
And I remember
that
you,
is easy,
saying he's
actually.
not really a.
There's no dirt around here. It's all stone.
All right.
Oh my god. I like pick up Kaimana. I try to pick up Kaimana.
We have to work on teaching Kaimana the subtleties of
It is all
I
stone,
don't
isn't it?
talking about subtleties right now.
To be fair, yeah.
I have my pride to think of, Mala. Just
Your pride.
Okay.
yes, my pride.
Well, no. Tomorrow we will move on from this, and we will not speak of it any longer. Tonight, yes, you're going to get shit for this.
Yeah, so much shit. I really thought that maybe you would lose all your money, not you'd steal from the casino and have to talk to the godmother and be indebted.
They
to
are
her.
stealing from the people. Okay. It will just be a cyclical.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand how you feel. I like pat him. But those people who go in the casino, Abel, they all.
They just know they are fine with being lied to.
They're just there to have a good time. And
They're trying to be dragons.
sometimes getting money's not that. But that's okay. You don't understand that. That's fine. I like pat
I
you.
almost agree with Kaimana.
Maybe you can talk to Garen about it.
Well,
He can tell you how it works.
I think I will seek my relationship advice elsewhere.
Oh
Oh, God.
Oh my god. That was-
Can I cast Cure Wounds for that?
You may.
Do you have anything to solve a burn?
Are you seriously trying to shade me after the shit you just pulled in there?
No, there's no shade at all. I just
No,
don't think
I'm
an
standing in the
enforcer
wrong
or the
light.
godmother is really someone you should be trying to,
Well, you could have
connect
fooled me,
your
Abel.
human
Could have
button.
fooled me. And I walk into the bar without you.
There's really
Are you
relaxing music.
still holding me while you walk in?
Yeah, I'm holding you. You let me pick you up. I'm like,
I'll say out loud, like, I'm going to have to apologize for that right now. Tomorrow, not today. I'll let it simmer for a bit.
All right, so you all enter into the
I don't know
Naiads
what's so-
bar.
Molly is still here.
Yeah.
She just have to witness all of this.
I mean, yeah, Amalia kind of stands at the door of the Naiads bargain a little bit, and kind of holds off from the group, and all of you are kind of going in.
You need someone to escort you home.
Oh, I think I can take care of myself. It's a beautiful day for a walk. But thank you for the offer, Source. That's so kind.
And I go inside.
Yeah. I'll look back at Amalia and I'm like, do you need anything else?
No, thank you for this evening. It was very pleasurable. It was wonderful getting to know you, Jordan.
Thanks for talking to me.
Of course. It'll all
It's
work
good.
out for you, don't worry.
I think it will. I hold Kaimana tighter. I do think it will.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good evening. You didn't seem to enjoy it. Oh, no, I've disconnected. I've disconnected!
That time.
I disconnected.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm back.
You're back.
She says, Malo, Thank you. It was nice to feel normal for an evening.
Yeah, it always is.
Are you going to get into trouble with your friends here?
Yeah, I try really hard not to, but it just seems to find me regardless.
Well, I don't think that I would be much help in a fight right now.
Don't worry about it.
But if you need, and she kind of hefts the money that she didn't really use any of. If you need any other assistance, I've got the Windsor name behind me right now.
Wonderful. Thank you.
She opens her arms to welcome you for a hug if you would like a hug.
I hug her.
And then she pats you and she says, "Beautiful night for a stroll."
You feel Juridan like hug behind you too.
Oh.
Behind me?
Yeah, behind you, Mar. And Kaimana squished in between.
It's just everybody up.
Oh, boy.
It is
Cool.
nice outside.
I can't breathe.
No.
Well, good night, ticket takers. Don't get into too much trouble, Juridan.
Thanks, Auntie.
It's a little late for that.
And she makes her way back towards the Prisma Quarter.
I set you down, Kaimana.
Now you can pick me back up.
Yeah!
No.
All right. Anything else you all like to do this evening? Chatting?
Yeah, once, if I get the chance, I would like to leave on my own.
All right. Is anybody keeping an eye on Kaimana?
Where are you going? Oh, you're in my arms. You have to
yeah.
tell.
Well, he's
After you set me down,
Okay, I said I'll go to the bar and set you down. I have to ask the guy some stuff.
Okay.
All right, let me know if I need to make a stealth check.
Yes. You
I-
do.
Okay.
I roll an 18 for perception.
Okay. So we've got a perception going for. So you have to beat an
It's not
18.
saying I'm going
I'm
to
not paying.
stop him. I'm just noticing.
I will also roll perception because I've been watching everybody all night, I think.
Yep.
I
Are you
rolled an
drunk,
11. No, I'm not.
An 11. Okay.
I'm a
So-
little drunk, so I'll roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah.
I'm not paying.
So there's a moment,
No, I
Source.
still made it.
Yeah, there's Marlo and Soros, like as everyone's kind of getting nightcap drinks or whatever, you notice Kaimana again trying to sneak out the front door of the Naiad's bargain.
I go over to him and it's like, do you need backup?
Maybe?
I'm good either way.
Mar,
Yeah.
we're gonna just step out for a moment.
I look at Saurus.
I've got him.
Cool.
Okay.
Have a good night, y'all.
So Soros and Kaimana, you head outside. Where are you going?
All right, the second we leave the bar,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at Saurus,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna pull out the bag of beans,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna like shake it and like nod at Saurus.
It's like the two college kids ran off to smoke weed together.
Did we pass any kind of green space on our walk?
Oh,
Anywhere
yeah.
with dirt, yeah.
Yeah, the theater district is full with like small little parks or spaces where there's green space. So not very far from where you are, there's a small little park.
All right, yeah, we're gonna go there.
Okay. So
Did
you-
they? Yeah, and I'm assuming they told me how to use the bag of beans when they gave them to me.
Nope.
Oh no.
She just gave them
Alright.
to you. She said it was a family heirloom.
Okay, can I make a wisdom or an intelligence check?
Yeah, sure. Make to just kind of determine what they do.
Yeah,
Make
just
an
like I don't want to eat them. Like,
Yeah, make a Arcana check.
oh god.
Yum.
Okay, it's a 15.
Yeah, so you get, I mean, like, you can sense a magical essence coming off of them that very much does not speak to being food related. Like, you
Okay.
get the sense that it has to be something that is planted or, in that way.
All right, so we're gonna go to the green space, and I would like to make a perception check to make sure no one's looking.
Okay. I never rolled for the number of beans that are in there.
That's a 26.
Hold on. Yeah, you don't see anybody really looking.
Oh my god.
When you looked in the bag, there were 8 beans in the bag.
Okay. I would like to take out 1 bean and plant it and water it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a D100.
Oh my god. Wild
What are
magic
the
beans.
possibilities of like a
Oh,
There's some wild shit on this list.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lion loose in the
no.
theater district. Don't know anything about that.
A 56.
56. So
Oh,
you
Christ.
hold on. Let's see. Hold on. 3.
I might win this bet after all.
All right. So after you water them, you and Source are sitting there waiting for a moment, and nothing seems to happen. But then suddenly, 12 small little frogs, super bright pink in coloration, just pop out of the ground, and they start hopping around. And like just hopping over the floor of this area, and they're just going everywhere.
Are they saying anything in particular with bee speech?
They're saying food, flies, bugs. Like they're looking for food. They're hunting.
Okay.
As one is hopping by you, come on, like it gets really close and it's kind of like hopping in your direction. It kind of looks at you for a moment, but then it keeps hopping away from where you've planted them. But these 12 frogs are beginning to spread out around the area. Are you all doing anything with the frogs?
I'm gonna use Staff of the Woodlands, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell them to come back, friends, come back.
So they all kind of stop and they, food, ribbit, food, and they start hopping back in your direction. One mistimes its jump and like leaps a little too far and lands like on your leg, and suddenly like balloons up into a size that is bigger than you and Saurus together, and now there's this giant frog kind of like standing on top of you, and it's like looking at you like,
You have committed eco-terrorism.
Oh no.
food. Meanwhile, as you guys are there, like a couple drunk revelers are popping by, and there's a couple loose frogs, and so one of them's like, what is this frog? It like goes to touch it, and now there's like 3 of these massive large frogs like filling up this space in this area where you planted the beans.
That's not something you see every day.
Taurus, I think we should run.
I agree.
Yeah. Just as you're about to get up to go, though, you start to see poof, 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 as each of the frogs like bursts into a puff of pink smoke that spreads around, and then the big large ones are just like poof, and there's this cloud of pink smoke fills the area.
Now's our chance.
And you make your way back to the Naiads bargain.
The papers are gonna love that.
Yeah. As a cloud of pink smoke drifts up from the area where you planted the bean.
Happy
You think that
Pride.
happens with everything?
Right.
Happy Pride. Just pink smoke and fireworks going on.
Taurus, we don't know anything about that, right?
No. About what? We just stepped outside to enjoy the evening.
Right. We don't know anything about any frogs.
Come on, is very forthcoming when other people.
Yeah.
Do you think that happens with every bean, or if we get something different?
I don't remember what that one looked like. I'm gonna look in the bag again.
Okay, so like they all look different. Every bean is different than the one before.
Various colors.
Okay, probably not. They all different.
Okay.
Do you want to try again tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
No. Horrible.
Maybe
You
close
two
to
are the
Marius.
worst.
Yeah.
And we go back inside like nothing
Yeah.
has happened. Can I picture us have this pink dust over it?
Oh yeah. So Soros is like he's a little gray
Gray and
underneath, but
pink.
there's just this pink tinge
Pink
now.
Highlighter.
And Kaimana's got a little pink in his like the fur on his the lighter colored fur. As they enter in where you all are at the bar.
It's like, what have you two been doing?
We're just enjoying the evening outside.
Nothing.
I want to
I
insight
gotta
check.
teach all of you how to lie better.
I know. I feel like I'm still a little peeved at Kaimana, so I'm just let it go. Just let it go.
I'm like, okay.
There must be a burlesque show somewhere nearby.
We show back up in the inn and we're both a little slightly pink tinged.
Yeah.
I think them being at a burlesque show would be a better explanation than whatever you probably ended up doing.
The law is not
Did either of you say burlesque?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a burlesque show?
We went to one.
You went to
No,
one?
there was
The
a lot
ticket
of
takers did?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
lot
in
of
High
pink
Tower.
people there as well.
Oh, the dancers.
Is that a group perk? That's sick.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that was
we just-
before they met Jury.
You could
There's a lot.
Yeah, that was actually like the day
attend
before we
another
met
one.
you.
They had a nice bath. We could go, Jordan, if you want.
We could always attend another. Maybe fun.
I don't know. Maybe. I just thought it was interesting.
They were really good dancers. They were like really fit.
Okay.
He was tossing Kaimana into the air.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. It was like a water slide.
What part of it was?
He doesn't elaborate.
Okay.
Jordan, if you have to ask, you don't need to know.
Trust me, I don't
That was
want
a
to know.
good time. It's a really nice establishment.
Oh yeah.
Very
Okay.
clean bathrooms as well.
All right. So we're like hard selling. Are you invested in this place?
No, we're invested in the Northwick Buns place.
Yeah, no, we already have one business that we're right on
Best
for.
baked
We
goods
can't
we
run
ever had.
around doing more. God, I fucking hope she's here this week, right?
Oh,
If she
I've
would
been
have-
craving
have
Northwick
one?
buns for weeks now.
Don't keep amping them up. I gotta have one.
It's better than we even describe it. That's the thing,
I
right?
like. I'll call the bartender at some point because I have to ask him something.
Yeah, so the powder blue tiefling with his earrings and silver cuffed horns, tattoos kind of exposed on his arms, walks over. Hey, Jordan. All? How are y'all? What can I do for you?
We're good. I don't think I know what your name is. Did I? I don't think I caught it last time.
No, it's Nairoy.
Okay, neat. I was actually wondering, weird coincidence question. Do you know where? I know there's like a magic tattoo shop in town, but I don't know where it is.
Yes, are you looking to go tonight? He closes around midnight usually.
No, very much tomorrow. I think we've got enough trouble tonight already.
I will
so.
say he does give a discount to late night tattoo.
No, I think we should go
Let's
now.
go.
Yeah.
Drunk Marlo. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's the Inkwell. It's not far. It's one street up. If you kind of head out of here and take a right, when you get to the first intersection, take a left, and then it's up on the corner of the next one. You can't really miss it. But you're looking for Linux. He's quite good, and he pulls back his sleeve, and you see these like beautifully intricate designs on his arm that are. It's interesting because they're kind of watery, but also like fiery. It's almost like it seems to be mixing. His appearance as a tiefling is infernal, but because he's blue, it also gives that water imagery off about himself. But you notice that all of the blue ink that's on his arm, to contrast with his skin, is shimmering and glowing under the light. And he says, this is Linux's work. He's quite talented.
Is that a magical too?
So it doesn't provide any benefits of the magical nature, but it is magical in the sense that, like, he kind of pulls it out of the candlelight a little bit, and you see like the shimmering light grows brighter, so it kind of seems to glow in the dark a little bit.
Prestidigitation type minor illusion.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to go.
Yes, but he does do late night discounts, so that's usually when I go and get mine.
I look at the rest of them and I'm like, what's one more bad decision tonight? I leave it to the ticket takers. This is your trip to Alyria. I've done everything I've wanted to do already. So.
Let's go.
I'm down for one more.
Yeah, let's go right now.
All right. So
All right, Abel, we get to pick your tattoo for fucking up, though.
So you all make your way.
No. His dad's gonna kill us.
It's that MTV show.
We just have to put it somewhere his dad
Just
will see it.
tattoo of us, yeah.
They suggested putting them on the buttocks.
Who said
No, I was joking about that. That was a joke. No, that's what the other bards did, okay? I never got any tattoos at all while I was here. We weren't talking about when I used to be here. Anyway, let's go.
What did you do? Oh, that's a conversation we can have while someone's under the needle. Eh?
So you all make your way down the road, around the corner, and he is right. You cannot miss the inkwell. Like all the other buildings on this road are wooden, very typical construction. The inkwell is made out of stone, and it's not just any stone. It's like obsidian, black, dark, shiny stone. But it only goes up to a certain point, and then it transfers over to like a lighter stone. So it does give the impression of a building that is actually a well of ink. You kind of go in the door. There's a light bell sound that comes across, and you're in a bright room. There's magical lighting in here, and there's artwork all over the walls that's varying differences of like there's beautiful watercolors all the way to like death metal, basically, like type instructions here. But there's all kinds of artwork that's present, and then you hear like the clump of hooves on wood as a large kind of reddish brown minotaur comes out from the back, and he kind of like leans in under the doorway and kind of fills up a lot of the space in front of you. Hello, welcome to the inkwell. What can I do for you?
We're here for tattoos.
Well, you're in luck. There's nobody on my chair right now. Are you looking for anything in particular?
What are our options?
Well,
We heard you have magical ones.
yes, that is my specialty. I was trained kind of in the Violet Cloister very briefly as a mage, and I
Violet Cloister, you say? Oh.
Yes, but I flunked out. But I learned just enough to implement it into my artwork. So I have some basic designs that can kind of boost your abilities in some way. Depending on where you get the tattoo and what the components are for the tattoo, you can grow your strength or your athleticism or maybe even your intelligence or your ability to charm people. And then there's some more pricey but unique tattoos that I also offer that have some specific abilities. Is there anything
Such as?
Hold on 1 second. Didn't expect
Josh has to get you the list now.
Yeah.
I didn't expect there to be a late night deal. I was going to take us here tomorrow. But this is like the perfect thing to do, honestly, in this session. It's like, we already fucked up as a group. Let's get tattooed.
Abel, Saurus, and Kaimana have made bad decisions. It's time for
It's time for Jordan and Mar to make a question.
You committed eco-terrorism!
No, I didn't. They disappeared after a minute. It was fine.
So I will say,
For 1 minute, it was not.
For 1 minute, it was eco-terrorism. I'll give you that.
as far as the standard tattoos go, he offers a strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma tattoo. Each one, you can only get one, and it would increase your score in that ability by 1. He also offers one that does fire resistance and one that does cold resistance. And then his more interesting tattoos. So there's a absorbing tattoo, which gives you other types of damage resistance, but this one also allows you to gain immunity to the damage and regain hit points when you take that type of damage. That one is
So cool.
that one's very expensive because it's more rare. Let's see. I had there's another one that that's not the right page. There's another tattoo that
Let me look at something.
yeah. When you aren't wearing armor, the tattoo grants you an armor class depending on the tattoo's rarity. So you could get up to, I mean, this might not benefit you, Source, but it could get you up to like an 18 AC if you went with a very rare tattoo.
Oh no, that would benefit because I could take my bracers off
Yeah.
and free up an attunement slot.
Yeah, and so that one, like, depending, like, the cheaper version would be 12 plus your dexterity modifier. The more rare version would be 15 plus your dexterity modifier, but that's a maximum of 2. So it could take you up to 17 for you. Or if you got the very rare, which would be over 5,000 gold, that would be 18. Let's see. I think
What was the rare? What was the basic one?
the basic one was 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
The next one is this one is uncommon, so this is one of the cheaper ones. It makes your attacks magical. Sorry, I read it the wrong way. Unarmed strikes are considered magical for the purpose of overcoming immunity. So, like, you already have this ability, so it wouldn't necessarily work for you. But it gives you a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with unarmed strikes. It also gives you the ability to make your unarmed strikes reach attacks. And they do an additional 1d6 force damage on a hit.
Oh.
That's rad.
Yeah.
How much is that one?
That's only uncommon. So that one would be 500 gold.
I get that.
Oh yeah.
I get that.
I'll pay for that for you.
No, I got the cash.
It does require the special ones do require attunement. So so just
Never mind.
There's one that has 3 forms. It gives you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. If you use one of the charges, you can't be grappled or restrained. You move through creatures or solid objects if they were difficult terrain. Like, it basically gives you kind of almost like an ethereal form. That one's really rare. And then this one's also very rare. You have resistance to necrotic damage, and when you would be reduced to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 hit point instead. So it basically gives you like that. So those are the ones that he has that are more unique. But he also has just the standard ones that'll boost your...
How much do your do the +1 tattoos cost?
Well, depending on the one you're getting, but normally they're 2,000 gold. But for the purposes of this evening, with the discount, it's 1,800 gold. Unless you can provide the gym materials, and then I would go to 1,500.
Do we have any gems left over from our...
You might have some.
I know we had like a bag of gems.
You did, yeah. And each tattoo requires different gems. So, like, the strength requires ruby, the dexterity is emerald, constitution is diamond, intelligence is sapphire, and wisdom is jade.
I'm gonna go for the wisdom.
Okay. Wisdom, jade. You guys probably don't have any jade. I don't think you've ever recovered jade. So that's 1,800 gold for the wisdom tattoo. And typically, so he says, typically for wisdom, it goes on the back of the neck. Is that the best chakra moment
Absolutely.
for that? Absolutely. Any particular design that you're looking for?
I'm sorry, you blinked on me.
Sorry, any particular design you're looking for?
Artist choice.
Well, that's great. I'll let the rest of you kind of look around. And he leads you back, Source, to place. And there's a chair that he has you kind of sit backwards on, and you can rest your neck there. And you see him, like, he grabs, there's a set of tattoo needles next to his chair, but he doesn't go to those. He goes over and grabs a very beautiful looking case that has runic markings all over it. And he sets that down beside him and he opens that up. And then he reaches up and grabs a bag of gems and he pours those into his hand. And you see him like muttering a spell and the gems are shattered into fine powder and dust. And he mixes that slowly with this inky material. And then he sets that aside and he begins to do the pinprick on your neck, because this is the very typical, this is a very old-fashioned pinprick style tattoo. What?
The whole time he's doing this, Abel is like right over his shoulder, just, what's that? Ooh, so this spell is what you would use? Okay. Like the entire time, just like trying to pick his brain.
Source, do make a Constitution saving throw.
It hurt.
Con saving throw 12.
12. Okay. The pain starts out as, it's just pinpricking. It's kind of like a bee stinging. But as this goes, this is taking probably a couple of hours. You guys are going into the early morning if you guys are getting multiple tattoos. But he's doing this design. And Abel, what you're seeing take shape is this kind of geometric shape that comes out from a point at the bottom and flares and then goes to a more steep point towards the nape of Source's neck. And it's this beautiful shimmery jade. So it's got these blackish elements, but then also the green element showing through. And as he's completing lines, you see him making signs and sigils in the air that are sinking into the ink. And then the ink, almost like flowing mica, is coming alive in those lines that he's completed. And so when he's finished, he's created this like a sacred geometric symbol that is directing energy from Source's kind of shoulder area up towards the base of his neck.
Cool.
So cool.
All right, so that is 1,800 gold. You can mark off Source, and you can now add +1 to your wisdom.
Thank you.
And he's got a little patch shaved, right?
Yeah, he had to shave a little patch. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's interesting. Like Lennox has tattoos on him that are magical, and you see, like, even though his fur has grown over where the tattoos probably were placed, you can still distinctly see them. So when your fur grows back, you'll still be able to distinctly see the tattoos.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so
awesome.
All right. Anybody else for the evening?
That is really
Josh, I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
We're adding +1 to like the base score,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not +1 to the modifier. It's +1 to the ability score.
Just
Yep.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So it's a good way if you have
It's a permanent.
Yeah, but it's a permanent +1. Yeah. So if you have an odd number, that'll get you up to the next.
Yeah, I do have an odd number.
That's what I was. Maybe I'll ask the group.
For
Would it be
strength.
better to do
No. No.
Constitution.
Strength's at a 5. What's getting it to a 6 gonna do for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I'm gonna go over and be like, hey, can I get something that'll make me like people like me more when I talk to them?
Yes. That's aquamarine, and he kind of grabs the beautiful bluish teal stone that he's got there. Now, the tattoo is usually in a place that's visible.
Okay.
Can be on the face. It can be the chest or neck area. The hands usually sometimes.
Can you do it with scars?
Oh yes, the magical tattoos can go over scars. In fact, I think it heals them a little bit.
Oh, that's sick. That's great. Great. Chest, please.
Okay. So you kind of pull back your thing, and it reveals the scars from the initial wound that caused Mar to become a werewolf. the claw marks, the bite marks.
Give them some privacy.
And he pulls a curtain behind the tearing.
I feel like after it took a while with Source, me and Kaimana are like asleep in the chair.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
You guys are taking naps. That's fine.
I'll pull out my knowledge book, I think, and start reading.
Okay. You can get in some time on your knowledge book. And so he does the same process with the aquamarine, and he says, it may hurt a little more because it's scar tissue. I deeply apologize.
Pretty used to that, my bad.
Any particular design that you're looking for?
Anything would be better than what's currently.
Is there something that you have a deep connection with?
Maybe something to do with the ocean.
Beautiful, and it's a beautiful color to go with it. So he starts kind of going through the process of blessing the needles and then loading the aquamarine ink into it, and he begins to kind of sketch it out. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
17.
17. The pain is brief. For at the start, it's just kind of that pinpricky thing, and he's being as gentle as he possibly can. But there are moments where it gets across the bite mark specifically, and the kind of the pain shoots, but it's more of like the phantom vestige pains of the past. But you feel them as he goes, slowly kind of ebbing and fading away. Until in the end, after an hour or two, he's kind of finished and he sits back. He grabs a mirror and he kind of pulls it down. And what you see is this beautiful kind of gently rolling wave that's crashing across your chest, and kind of riding up to where the bite mark was, and it's cresting over into this gentle wave with it, the foamy exterior, but he's done it almost like stained glass. And so like the beautiful lines of aquamarine connecting and shimmering in the low light. So it almost looks as if the waves are gently moving across your skin and moving up towards that cresting wave. But what you notice first is that the scar tissue's gone.
Mars like fighting back tears. Yeah, this is perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
How much do I owe you? 1,800?
As an artist, it's quite something when what you do can help someone else. Let's make it 15.
I'd pay him the full 1,800. Absolutely not.
Okay. He takes it and just nods and is thankful, and he sets that aside. Yeah.
I got tears in my eyes.
When I just added 1,800. Hold on.
Mar's like, I profit from this.
I'm profiting from that tattoo.
I have profited.
So Marlo has +1 to her charisma.
And now I have a 10 to charisma. When Mark comes back out, their shirt is just gently unbuttoned, and their scarf is around their shoulders, but it is not wrapped.
Yeah. And you guys, the first thing it catches is this slightly shimmery, and it shimmers across in this way. And you immediately see the kind of the wave motif across Mars' chest.
Kaimana's enchanted.
Looks amazing, Marlo.
Thanks.
Yeah. Linux comes out. He says, "Well, it's getting quite late. If anybody would like another tattoo, I hate for you all to show up and not get the discount that I always offer. But if you come back tomorrow morning early, I'm happy to help any who need something else."
Yeah, Abel, do you want to come back tomorrow?
Perhaps tomorrow. I have some thinking to do. Maybe y'all can give me some advice.
I still want to think on mine some more.
Well, I appreciate the business. Tell your friends.
We will, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a business card? I'm like,
he says,
Inkwell and Northwick Buds.
I do not. He says he kind of makes a reference to like he goes like like this reference. He says, "My business card."
yes.
Oh.
Um,
I'm not one of those bards, but if I was, I'd spread the word easier.
all right, but with an evening at the casino culminating in some late night tattoos, we will go ahead and pick up there next time. With the next day being, jury says no further plans, so the true stories of Anavir can begin with your individual, like the things you all want to do on your downtime,
And Lenaria Mistweaver.
how you want to spend your
Yeah,
time.
Lenaria Mistweaver at
Lenaria,
8
yeah.
a.m.
Lenaria in the morning, and then downtime, free time after that. Abel, you got 4 hours in on your book, so you are now at 12 hours. So.
Oh my God.
Dutch, for these spreading out, do you want to do some individual sessions? So on the side.
So the way I like to do unless you feel like there's something much bigger, is like if tomorrow or not tomorrow, next game, when we're playing, like I know like everyone's probably gonna want to go to the Lenaria Mistweaver thing, but then after that it's gonna be like, what are you doing on your downtime, like each individual person. Some of it might be we'll need to role play something. Somebody might say, oh, I would have wanted to able to come along with me, so being all present for that. But just if everyone knows what they want to do going into it, then I can montage and bounce back through everybody, and we can
Okay.
and if it requires a roll, if it requires some RP, then we can make all that kind of done.
Okay.
And so we'll handle that all in one session. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I just was worried that it was going to be one of those cases where somebody goes to do something and for 30 minutes everyone is sitting else is sitting
hopefully
around.
not. And I know like one of yours will involve all of us being our rats for a little bit of it.
Yes.
So yeah. So be prepared to be a rat next time for your rat character. So yeah.
I wanted to give something to Source. Okay, we can do it next.
What were you going to give to Source? You can do it at the very end.
We can do it next session.
All right. So we'll pick up there
busy.
next time.
Stoking the ire of a local mob boss.
Yeah, and your local friendly twink Druiden. So
That's true.
you're making a lot of powerful enemies, Abel.
Did you guys
know?
Did you need to know how to spell Nairoy, Jury?
No, I know how to spell it, Josh. Did y'all get the joke?
I did.
Think about the name hard and maybe you'll get the
Yeah.
Maybe it's someone else's name backwards.
What if they're related?
They're not
No.
related.
An elf and a tiefling? Full elf, full tiefling?
They're not related. All right.
I was adopted.
Oh, God.
They're adopted.
Not yet. No one wants you.
Oh,
Oh, my
We
God.
adopted you.
no. All right. But we'll pick
All
up
right.
there next time. Night all.
Sounds good.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.